Welcome back and a very good evening. I'm Siddharth Talia. Now we have developments coming in with respect to the investigations into the Delhi riots that took place almost 3 years ago now. A Delhi court has confirmed that the fears of the Delhi riots, in fact, they've confirmed the truth behind the larger conspiracy now behind what happened 3 years ago in the national capital. The Karkardooma court has now observed that witness statements leave no doubt that the mob, and this is with respect to an attack on a school, that a mob equipped with weapons targeted Hindus. The mob indulged in vandalism and arson in the D.R.P school as it belonged to a Hindu. Therefore, it is beyond doubt that an unlawful assembly was formed with a common object to attack the properties belonging to persons from the Hindu community. Now, this is in the context of a case that has been filed against several people for which the court has now decided to frame charges in this particular matter. So let me go across to Nilashish, who's in fact been tracking all the developments pertaining to the trials in the Delhi riots cases. And Nilashish, this is the third such instance within a very short span of time, almost just a week's time, where the court has made some serious observations with respect to a larger conspiracy to target members of the Hindu community. The latest such instance being with respect to an attack on a school in which more than a dozen people are named as accused.
Absolutely, Siddharth. In this case, about 18 to 19 people have been accused, and charges under severe sections such as arson, attempt to murder, criminal conspiracy, rioting, dacoity, all these charges are set to be framed now against these accused, wherein it has been said, given the prima facie evidence in this case, that there is no doubt that there was an unlawful assembly that was formed with an object to in fact attack the properties belonging to Hindus, and also that the mob was determined to harm Hindus in any possible manner, including to kill them. If I can just quote from the order, in fact, that we have access, it is stated very clearly that the mob was exhorting to kill Hindus. All these circumstances do show that firing at this man was done as part of the common object of the man to kill Hindus. It goes on to say in the order that these people did disturb the public tranquility through their actions. So, of course, this is a case wherein this one school, Rajdhani Public School, the owner allegedly allowed this to happen by giving access to the school premises from where stones were pelted and petrol bombs were thrown through catapults into another school called D.R.P school, which was a Hindu school. So the court has clearly noted that the object was to harm properties of Hindus and damage property, which was done at D.R.P school, and the common object of that mob, which shows that they were determined to harm Hindus in all possible manners, including to kill them. So there are several such observations that the court has taken account of, that the court has made as well, and asked for the framing of charges. The same judge last week, let's not forget, ordered framing of charges against 8 other men in a case of arson and unlawful assembly and rioting, stating that the common object seemed clear. One more aspect that we must tell our viewers, Siddharth, is that during the arguments in this case, it was stated by the prosecution that the manner in which these catapults were used, they were welded in a manner that they fit the terrace from where the stone peltings, from where the petrol bombs could be, thrown into the other school. Now that catapult was welded in a manner that completely fitted the terrace properly. So the argument that this was in the spur of the moment was completely negated by that particular argument, saying that this cannot be not pre-planned given the manner in which the catapults were affixed at that particular venue of that
section 120B, Nilashish, like you rightly mentioned, which is pertaining to charges of criminal conspiracy. Nilashish, you've accessed that order, and my colleague Pratibha will now take us through the operative portions of that order on the part of the Karkardooma court, which has now decided to frame charges against more than 24 accused. Yes, Pratibha.
Yes, Siddharth. Just to take it from where Nilashish, what he was talking about in the Delhi order copy that he has accessed, it says very clearly in so many words, in this case, the accused persons indulged in targeting properties of Hindus, and their such acts were apparently prejudicial to the harmony between communities of Muslims and Hindus. They did disturb the public tranquility through their actions, mentioning the accused as well, and how the properties of Hindus had been targeted. Apart from that, and this is the most crucial bit of it all, it says the mob was exhorting to kill Hindus. A very, very crucial observation from the court based on the witnesses' statements, saying after seeing him and the same was followed by firing at him, all these circumstances do show that firing was done as part of the common object of the mob to kill Hindus. So in fact, this has been mentioned several times in the observations in the court as well, that there was a larger plot and the sole objective of the entire mob that was involved in it all was to target Hindus, to kill Hindus, to target their properties and to attack them, Siddharth.
Okay, let me go back to Nilashish once again. Nilashish, the Delhi police has come in for some flack in recent times to the pace at which their investigations have proceeded. But there's been a shot in the arm as far as the Delhi police is concerned, at least over the last week, where in the Rekha Sharma case, they managed to secure a thorough conviction. And in the Rahul Solanki case, which we also mentioned earlier, there's been a framing of charges. And now this is a third such instance where there's been a framing of charges on the part of several Muslim accused with respect to vandalism of property and also conspiracy.
Absolutely. There was a conviction, as you pointed out, of 9 accused who are now convicts. In that case, the sentencing will be done on the 29th of March, wherein these 9 people were convicted of various offences, including vandalism and destruction of property, targeted specifically at Hindus. Then framing of charges in the Rahul Solanki murder case again, where it was very scathingly pointed out by the court that it seems that there was a common object, there was a certain intent, and this was not in the spur of the moment. Now again, in the span of less than 10 days, this order comes out as well from the same court, wherein it has been stated that the statement of the witnesses, the evidences that have been presented by the Delhi police post their investigation, prima facie suggests that this was a pre-planned conspiracy where the mob was in an unlawful assembly, clearly looking to target a specific community and was willing to harm that community and was determined to do so, even including to kill them, as Pratibha pointed out from the order copy that we have accessed. So of course, definite shot in the arm for the investigation. As far as the Delhi police is concerned, they have come in for flack regarding the lackluster approach in certain cases. But of course, you have to understand what had happened, the enormity of what had taken place on the 24th and 25th of February 2020, and the kind of violence that took place, that had erupted, and to get the evidence, to collect that and to frame a case, to make a case which is now slowly but surely coming out before the Delhi court. That is something that definitely has resonated as far as the court is concerned, at least in the last couple of weeks with regard to these cases.
And Nilashish, the framing of the charges essentially means that the onus now shifts to the accused in this particular matter to put together a strong defense before the court to absolve them of any involvement in this particular matter. But we'll just come back to you, Nilashish, in just a moment. We're also being joined by Mr. R.P. Singh of the BJP for his reaction to these developments in the Delhi riots cases. Mr. R.P. Singh, thank you for speaking to us. A lot of people like Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi as well as Mamta Banerjee of the TMC have said that the Delhi riots were a pogrom that had been orchestrated with collusion on the part of the ruling dispensation. That narrative now being completely busted by the developments that we're seeing in the courts.
But I'm hopeful they will understand what court is saying, and they'll accept what court is saying, and not. I mean, they made their political statement because of vote bank politics. But fact is that it was pre-planned riot. It was pre-planned by certain radicals within the Muslim communities, and they did it intendingly. And that's why even in schools, the Muslim children were allowed to go earlier, were let go earlier, and then the Hindu children have to suffer. And we all know that it was done all pre-planned much in advance. I mean, this planning started way back in September, almost 3 months before when it finally occurred. If I rightly remember, there was a Muslim gentleman who was carrying raw bomb, and the bomb exploded in his hand near metro station in Northeast Delhi only.
Okay, Mr. R.P. Singh, thank you very much for that perspective. So, Nilashish, of course, bringing us a very important update from that particular court order, which Times Now has now accessed, pertaining to the framing of charges against the accused in an attack on members of the Hindu community during the course of the Delhi riots. We'll come back and track this story.